All right. Hi, Lily. How are you?
Hi, Jenny. I'm great. Thank you. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you. And well, first of all, congratulations for just finishing the whole program and doing so well.
Thank
You're
you. Thanks to
welcome.
you both. Thank you.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. And I just want to go over some questions with you that will help others out who are trying to decide on joining us. And so, my
Sure.
first question is, where were you emotionally and physically before joining the program? Like, what was your struggle?
Well, I had a few. So I was actually just kind of ending a different program that I had started. It wasn't all encompassing like this program. It was basically just around eating and nutrition, but it wasn't designed for vegans. So I was hungry every day
Yeah.
and I was losing weight, but I was frustrated. I was dealing with headaches every day and I was grumpy. And I was like, there's gotta be a better way. There has to be a better, different way to do this. But, most of the plans that I had tried until then, quite frankly, I was a version of hungry. So I was just like, just frustrated. And I saw Anais come up on Instagram and I did a little bit of research on her and I thought, gosh, this would be really interesting since it's designed for vegans.
Yeah.
So where I was emotionally was frustrated. Physically was not at my goal. I was losing weight, but certainly not gaining any muscle, not gaining any muscle at all. I was working out, but because I was on such a calorie deficit, there were no gains in terms of real strength. So it was just not where I wanted to be. And to be really honest with you, I wasn't even really thinking about, muscle. I wanted to be stronger, but I didn't even consider that I could actually have muscle and definition and that could be part of the journey. So I was not reaching my goals physically and I was frustrated.
Yes, that's that's like a common theme, I've been hearing, and kind of my personal struggle as well is that we don't understand the whole combination of the two, the training and the nutrition. And a lot of
That's right.
programs out there will just say and get you to this point, but you lose so much more than just losing weight. You're losing muscle at the same time. So I'm so
That's
glad
right.
that you hit that point because it's so important to really understand that and know that they definitely go together and you can build muscle at the same time. So thank you for sharing
Yes.
that. But what was your biggest accomplishment since you joined?
Well, I've had many things that I'm really proud of happen in the last 3 months, but I think if I could sum it up into one thing, it would be connecting all the dots on this roadmap that really make getting healthy successful. So it's realizing that it's not just the nutrition and it's not just the training program,
Mhm.
that they really go together, and it's really not just as simple as, don't eat this, do eat that. It's the macros, it's the percentage of macros. So it's really been learning, a big journey for me in terms of learning and understanding how things work, especially as a vegan, because
Yeah.
I was doing that all wrong, quite frankly. I have not been a vegan for that long, just a couple of years, 3 years, but mostly trial and error and trying to figure out,
Mhm.
how can I eat clean and vegan? Because vegan doesn't necessarily mean you're eating healthier, right? You're just not
Right.
eating animal products. So I had found myself, eating more things that normally I wouldn't, even just because I was trying to fill myself up as well. So learning about the protein and having the right percentage of protein and the right macros in general, and then having that consistent training program where not only are you doing the same types of, I shouldn't say the same types, but the same amount of time dedicated to your workout, but rotating the workouts,
Yeah.
having the consistency, and then even pushing yourself and challenging yourself to do more in terms of slightly heavier weights or more reps. It's just the combination of all of that has been a huge accomplishment and has really led me to um, getting smaller, which is so many of our goals, right? I
Yeah.
wanted to be smaller, I wanted to fit into my smaller jeans, but also the muscle. I mean, I'm so proud of myself. I only have little baby muscles, but I love them. I
That's
love
good.
seeing the definition in my shoulders and my back. I've never in my life had definition in my back. I have definition in my legs now. I have definition in my abs. And at 48, I'm just like over the moon excited
Woo!
about it. Yeah. And it is possible. And, you see more and more women now, thanks to social media, that are
Mhm.
teaching us that, yeah, this is possible. Just because you're getting older doesn't mean that your body still doesn't respond well to good nutrition and good workout routines. So,
Oh my gosh,
um,
so good to say that. Thank you.
yeah, yeah, it was the combination of all of it. And it was really connecting all those dots and learning it's not just one thing, it's all of it put together.
Absolutely, it is, and it's so important. We don't learn that, we have to learn it because we're not. It's just no one tells us this unless we learn it. So I'm so grateful that we have this part of our program for ladies to learn and to know that muscle is good. Building muscle is good. It's
So
beautiful, and we should
fun.
embrace
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Well,
it's,
what
you're
steps would you?
absolutely right.
Oh, go
It's
ahead. Sorry.
beautiful. Oh, sorry, Jenny. What?
It's okay. I was just saying, what steps are you going to implement that you have learned to continue going forward?
I don't think there's anything that I won't continue. I mean, truly, because I feel like it's all three things. It's not just
Mm,
the food, but it's the macros in the food, and then it's the training. It's all three of them together. And because I have learned so much, it's absolutely something that I can continue going forward. But a big giant help has been the fact that you guys provide the recipes, the ingredients, all of it. I mean, you make it so easy to do that. And I mean, my plan is to start back at day one in terms of my recipes and just start it all over again. And I'm gonna continue on. As you well know, I'm not ready to say goodbye
I
yet. So I'm gonna
know.
continue on
Yeah,
at least with the workouts with you guys. Because I just love it. I love it. I've seen such an improvement, so much of a difference in my body that I'll continue all of it.
yeah, and that's so people don't realize that there is a continuation. Like there's not just a stopping point. It's a journey, and you can keep going. And I'm so grateful that you're staying with us to show that now we're going to continue building that muscle and building that strength. Like there's so many different steps. It's a lifestyle, right? It's not
That's
just a
right.
process that just happens and then you're done. It's a lifestyle. And so we're so happy for you. You had some if someone was like on the fence of joining the program, what would you say to that person?
I think I would say, what I would share my story on the fact that when I initially looked at this, I was super excited. And then when I considered the price, it did cause me pause, but you really need to look at it as an investment in your health. I
Mhm.
think so many of us women we're willing to spend dollars on lots of things, right? Like bags and shoes and
Yes.
maybe Botox. I mean, I don't know. There's lots of things that we spend money on.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't health be the number one top thing that we spend money on? I mean, for me, this has been one of the best investments I've ever made. And I said to Anais on the phone the other day, I mean, I get to keep these recipes forever. There are things that I've learned to cook and make combine that are
right.
so good. They're so good. I would incorporate them every single week of my life. I mean, they're so good. They're so nutritious. They're so healthy. They're high in protein. And I would say to anyone, take a chance, make the investment. You won't regret it.
Oh, yes, it's so good. Well, is there anything else that you want to share that just inspired you or to inspire others?
Um, I mean, I really have just enjoyed all of it. Jenny, as my coach, it's been really great to have a touch point with you on a weekly basis, to connect with you on, early on, of course, we have all these expectations. And in 2 weeks, you're like, hey, how come I'm not skinny yet? Having those touch points with you to say, here's what I'm feeling, here's what I feel is working, this isn't working fast enough. And for you to just kind of put perspective around all of it has been amazingly helpful, very grounding. I've learned so much from having those one-on-one connects with you. I have to mention that it's really nice because I also didn't know how this would work, seeing that it's virtual, right? You
Right.
know, I'll mention one other thing that I think is really cool.
Sure.
The virtual experience is very different, and I didn't know how it would go in terms of, when you have a trainer, you have someone there watching you and such.
Right.
And so if your form isn't quite right, you can get corrected on that. And I just thought, well, how are they going to know if I'm doing it right or not? But you guys ask for regular videos. Show us how you do your deadlift. Show us how you do your squat. Show us how you do your kettlebell swing. And so you have the opportunity to watch it. And more times than not, you're like, hey, Lily, maybe you want to try it, and it's really helped me perfect that move so that my form is good, so that I'm not hurting myself, and so that I'm seeing results even faster.
Yeah.
So I've loved that part of it, where I was a little bit dubious initially about the virtual piece of it. And then I think the other thing I would add that I've already mentioned, but I have to say it again, is I'm a foodie. I love to eat. I think many of us love to eat. And
Yeah.
so, on any plan that I have at 48, right? As a 48-year-old woman, you try a lot of things, right? I've tried a lot of things in my life. And I'm always the most nervous about, am I going to just have a plate of green beans again? Like, am I going to just have to eat a
Right.
plain sweet
Another
potato?
salad.
Yeah. And I just want to say to everyone who's listening, the food is so good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's delicious. I have enjoyed every meal, and every meal is different. I feel like it's different. I know there's been a few repeats, but in general, I've enjoyed such a big variety of flavors and even ethnic foods. I mean, it's been just wonderful. And I've been able to share that with my family. My 17-year-old boy loves it. My fiance loves it. I mean, it's
Yay.
really good. And this is why I think it's such a great investment, because it is something that you carry for yourself going forward. You can do it for the rest of your life. But then also your family can really benefit as well. Even if they're not doing the plan with
Mhm.
you, you can certainly share the meals with them, and they're getting very nutritious, very flavorful, delicious dinners and lunches. And it really has been a great experience for me.
Well, you have been such a pleasure. I'm so, so happy that you're continuing with us and we get to celebrate you more. But it's been an honor. And I thank you for all the wisdom you just shared with us, because I know someone's going to hear this. They're going to connect with your story. They're going to say, hey, I see myself in her. And that's why we do this, right? We want others to see, yes, it's possible. And that if you just put your mind to it, you could do it, and just trust the
Absolutely.
process, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Lily, and I will be talking to you soon.
Okay, sounds good, Jenny. Bye.
Bye.